you know, I don't know, watch TV, whatever you do, check out. So, and we have a handful more, but I'll remind you how this is doing, slated to check out. So not trying to scare you, but use the QR code, put it in your cart, check out. Okay. Now, we have the 2001, we have the Proof 70, the Silver Eagle dollar coin for $249.99. Remember, you're spreading your payments out over 3 months. This is not layaway. We ship everything to you automatically as soon as you put it in your cart and check out.
So what we're looking at here is the very first West Point minted Proof Silver Eagle.
Oh.
Isn't that spectacular?
That is.
And we have this in PCGS. So what happens to the Proof Silver Eagle? This is the one, this is the one that everybody wants to take to the prom right here.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is
beautiful.
It's just absolutely gorgeous. The proof coins, everybody gravitates to the proof coins. I mean, it is a proof, they're struck multiple times at higher pressures to be able to give you, they use the same blank that that coin was made with, they make this coin with without the burnishing. And they strike it with so much pressure that it literally turns it into a mirror. And so they've been making the Proof Silver Eagle since 1986. But they made them at the San Francisco Mint for the first couple years, then they made them at the Philadelphia Mint, and then starting in 2001, they started making them at the West Point Mint, where they make them till this day, so 25 years later. But this was the first. And so it also, because it was the first, they were kind of figuring out what they're doing. The mintage on this is exceptionally low for the American Proof Silver Eagle as well. And so what you have is a unique opportunity. So many times I cannot get enough coins to be able to bring it on here. One of the things about HSN is our reach. You know, we have so many people. So, you know, I can't bring 5 coins on here. You know, I can't bring 10 coins. That's not true. I have brought 5 or 10 coins here, but they're $15,000 or $20,000 coins. We've sold those here. I think the most expensive coin we ever sold here was $35,000.
Oh, wow.
I think we sold a $35,000 coin here in the past. And so understand, you know, it's difficult to get. So when I have a historic coin like this, that's a quarter century old, and then we have the significance of this from a collectible standpoint, from a numismatic standpoint, for a coin that you do not see out there in the marketplace very often, it's time to jump. You kind of got to jump in on this one.
You can't wait.
You can't wait because it's not replaceable.
Right.
So in other words, I got a quantity of these at a coin show. A guy had been putting these away for years and had them all put into PCGS. So they're all nice PCGS holders. You know, and people always ask me, so what do you mean PCGS? In coin collecting, the single most important determining factor of value is condition. And the way you determine that most often in the coin business is through certification. An independent third-party company looks at the coin and determines its grade and then puts it in this plastic. There are only 4 recognized grading companies: ICG, Annex, NGC, and PCGS. Okay? So this is one of the 4 approved independent third-party grading companies. They do not buy, sell, or trade coins. What they do is they put them in these holders. They're in essence independent, you know, arbiters of a coin, and particularly its value. So not only do you have a 2001, and understand, they weren't as good at making Silver Eagles back in 2001 as they are today. So then to be able to get this coin in absolutely perfect PR70, the population of this coin is rare. You hear me talk about that sometimes. The population is how many of these coins are in this grade. So you're looking for what we call low pop.
Right.
Okay, this is a low pop coin, so it has a low population. There's not many of these coins in Proof 70 condition. So those are kind of, you know, that's kind of, you know, coin collecting lingo, if you will, that we talk about. So we talk about, you know, the fact that you want a coin that's a first West Point minted American Silver Eagle. Big deal. Okay, always makes it ultimately collectible. Now you have a low mintage on top of that, and a coin that they're just starting to make at West Point, and so because of that, they're not as good as they are down the road, so they're harder to get in Proof 70. So now we have a low population with this. So we have a rare coin that's highly desirable because it's the first West Point mint. That differentiates it in terms of collectability and in terms of value. And you put all of that stuff together, and now you have a pretty special coin that I just don't have that many of.
And it's stunning.
And it's just absolutely gorgeous.
It's so beautiful.
And the very first time you find a W on an American Proof Silver Eagle is on this coin right here. Prior to this, it was all Philadelphia Mint and San Francisco Mint, and now, of course, the West Point Mint is ubiquitous in American Silver Eagles. You know, they just make them all.
You just don't hear West Point as often, as much as I work.
Right, because it's
with you.
actually technically called the West Point Bullion Depository.
Okay.
And so what happens is that's where the United States government keeps all their bullion, which is nice because it's close to all the soldiers at West Point.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the
That
other
makes
West
sense.
Point. At the other West Point. And so because of that, and then they put a mint there, you know, about 25, 30 years ago, and so they now make all the Silver Eagles, whether it be Mint State, all of them tend to get made there at West Point. Occasionally they'll make something at San Francisco, but West Point Mint handles the bulk of American Silver Eagles, and this is the very first one that was ever made at West Point in certified 70.
Wow, first one made. You guys, I hope you get first dibs on this and put in your